I've got Steve's Trucks in here today to show you the headlights. Now this one here's got one bad, and that one over there's kind of funny looking, and I thought that'd be a good time to show you our classic headlights that are LEDs. Now a lot of times when these are LEDs, they kind of got a fancy look to them and all that, and that may not fit with your truck. If you've got a really classic looking truck and you put in these oddball modern looking lights, it's kind of like a pickle in your pancakes kind of deal. So we've come up with these classic headlights, but they're LED, so you get the best of both worlds. They even come in two different color temperatures, they call them. There's the 3000 that's a bit more classic, and then there's the 5700 that gives you more of a modern bright look. Now I'm going to get both of them in there and so you'll be able to see and compare with the old ones. A couple other things I want to show you on this though is this is a plug-and-play situation here. That's a really nice beefy pigtail to be able to plug into your old light socket. And right here you can see this is a screwed in portion where the light bulb goes in. Unlike a lot of other LEDs, you can take this apart and put another filament in there so that you're ready to rock and roll and don't have to buy a whole new unit if these go out. But these are going to last 6 times longer than your regular headlights. So burn cooler, use less electricity, last a lot longer, look really good, and they're classic. You get a lot of birds with one stone. Stay tuned and I'll start sticking these in so you can see what they look like, okay? So look, I know doing your headlights isn't exactly a big, long installation video, but I'm going to give you a couple of helpful handy hints anyway. First thing you want to do is take the screws out of the bottom. If you take the ones out of the top and then you have a problem with the bottom one and you're trying to wrestle it out because it's rusted or whatever, then this can move forward and bend all up. So you take the bottom ones out, then the top ones. Now this is going to be basically the same thing. There's only 3 screws holding this on, 2 at the bottom down here and 1 at the top. Now there's a spring that holds on, sometimes it's just the bucket, sometimes it'll be the bucket and the ring right here. If that's the case, all you got to do is get some needle nose pliers, grab a hold of the spring, pull it out, get it out of the thing, and then you'll be able to take the headlight out. Now these screws are funny little screws, and they're hard to find. You basically just don't go into a parts store and find these odd little guys. So make sure that when you take them out, they don't go bouncing around on you, and make sure that you're keeping them in a holder that you're not going to lose them, because these guys do take off on you. Okay, so last screw. Make sure we don't lose it. And in this instance, this spring is just holding onto the bucket, does not hold onto the ring also, so we got lucky on that. If it is holding onto the ring, then take that spring off first generally, because once you get all your screws out and then you try to do it, it's a bit too much. And it's just going to unplug here. All right, like that. So what I want you to notice now that I got these is your old headlight here and then your new pigtail. So in an exact match, it'll just plug straight in. Now I like to put a little bit of dielectric grease on these because it'll keep corrosion down, keep your contact up, and help everything last longer. And then it'll be easier to take this apart in the future if you need to. If you don't, they'll kind of get corroded together a lot of times. So all I have to do is just plug this right on in here. And this is our classic right here. So you can see this kind of gives you more of the original yellowy orange kind of amber look to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other side started, and then you can see what it looks like all together. Another thing I want you to notice though is that, like a lot of times these LEDs, they got kind of funny backs here that you might have to modify your bucket or the back, but this one here, it's just a plug and play right on in. Also, you'll notice there's these notches right here, and those notches are going to line up with the protrusions on the headlight. So if you were to put it in there and you're not sure if it's in right, you just go ahead and spin around until it locks in. Now we know we're good. Now I can put everything back together again. When you do, you would think that these three are in the same spot, but they're not. They're a little bit off. So you have to kind of line things up before you put it in, and you might have to spin it around to get it in the right spot, but make sure all three line up, not just two. And then I'll get this back on. I'll get the other headlight. I'll be back in 2 and 2. All right, let's take a look at what we've got going on here. Before I put in the other headlight, I just want you to see the difference between the two. Old halogen style on the right and our new classic white on the left. Now, I don't know if the camera's picking it up because the thing adjusts for color and stuff like that, but this is a lot brighter than the original. Typically, this will be twice as bright as the old style halogen headlights. Now, the modern classic white that I'm going to be trying out too, they're both exactly the same brightness. It's just a different color. Older style amber look versus the bright white modern look. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that, and then I'll show you what the other headlights look like too. So make sure you stay tuned. Okay, so I put these headlights in not that long ago. I think I've even got a video for it. You've probably already seen it, but if you haven't, subscribe because you got to do that. Now, these actually kind of work on the truck because it's kind of a retro mod look and all that, but it's a lot classic too. So I think in order to show you the differences in the light bulbs here, I'm just going to go ahead and replace these. Now you can see that this basically works with the truck and it looks good. We sell a lot of these, but I'm going to switch these out. You'll be able to get a good look, and this will take back to the future, so to speak, and give us more of a retro on this. So give me a few minutes to do that and we'll see what all four of them look like. All right, so now you can see what your classic white looks like and your modern white looks like. Now, in just the short time that this headlight was on, it generated a lot of heat. It was really hot, and all that heat, that's draining your battery. So these headlights have been on for a while and they're not even hot or anything. So LEDs are just going to be the way to go, and your classic look is going to marry two different worlds together for you. Now, if your truck has been raised, lowered, anything like that, you got a different rake on it, your headlights are going to be off and you're going to need to adjust them all over again. Yes, I've got a video for that. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll be able to find all these videos and 1 million, 2 million other we got going on there. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram too, because we're just cool all the way across the board, baby. See you next Tuesday, man. All right, so don't go anywhere just yet. Now, I normally don't do this, a follow-up video, but the headlights just work so well, I felt compelled to do it. Now, when I said that they're twice as bright, you know, that's just kind of like a numbers thing, you know, but it just doesn't express. It's more like 10 times brighter. You get the nice, bright, nice warm in the center, you know, where you're normally supposed to, but the peripheral vision is just a lot greater now. So I'm not kind of just watching that one spot in the road getting hypnotized to that. I'm getting a nice large picture that I can see, and it's not blinding the people that are coming at me. It's nice and focused, and it's giving me my vision, but it's not blinding them out too. So I just wanted to make a quick little recap here and tell you that the headlights are not just twice as bright, really. I mean, technically maybe it is, but it's just a lot brighter. So I really recommend that you give them a try, get them on your truck, and see what you're not seeing now.